Tokenization is gaining momentum on Wall Street with financial powerhouses from Apollo Group to JP Morgan turning real-world assets into blockchain-based securities. Just today, one of the industry's leaders, Securitize, announced plans to bring on-chain stock trading to its platform. The company is also preparing for an IPO and to tokenize its own shares once public. For more, Securitize CEO Carlos Domingo joins us here on set. Carlos, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We were just talking during the break that you've been working on this for 8 years or so, but only in the past 6 months or so has tokenization really come to the forefront, to the mainstream in terms of being a theme on Wall Street. Why do you think that is?
I think partly, obviously, because of the regulatory changes and the new chair of the SEC, Paul Atkins, who is a big proponent of tokenization and how they've embraced the industry, and that has made the more traditional firms, if you want, that obviously are very conscious about taking regulatory risks to start taking this space more seriously. And the other thing I was mentioning to you is, I think 2024, when BlackRock decided to enter the space with us, and being BlackRock the largest asset manager in the world and one of the most arguably influential firms in the space, that was also an eye-opening for a lot of people that, make the space grow significantly.
Explain to the average person out there why things should be tokenized. Things seem to be working fine right now. So what does tokenization get you?
Well, yeah, things work fine or not, depending on what part of the industry works. But essentially, it's a very simple idea. So everything you own, whether you own stocks, bonds, funds, money market funds, treasuries, whatever, the ownership is recorded on a ledger, right? Somewhere it says that, you own X shares of this. And then every time there is any sort of transaction, you trade, you redeem, you get a dividend paid, et cetera, that involves updating sometimes multiple ledgers that are siloed, that are outdated technology, that are not connected to each other. And even though things seem to be working well, the reality is that behind the scenes, there's a lot of plumbing that, and intermediaries and inefficiencies that people are not aware of it. So if you think about what tokenization is, it's essentially upgrading the ledger where capital markets run to a better ledger technology that is public, that is, distributed, cryptographically secured, et cetera, which will improve how people transact with securities.
Carlos, congratulations. You have a 20% market share of a market that seemingly doubles every year or two. And some of the projections are pretty extraordinary. I don't know if you can keep the 20%, but even if it's 10 to 15% of that growing market, it's a significant market share that you have. Can you do the math for us here?
So the market today is very small, actually. We're the largest player, but the market is around $25 to $30 billion, depending on how many things you include there. Even if I don't keep 20% market share, if I keep 10% market share, but the market really goes to the bottom of the projections is like around $2 trillion. So $2 trillion, 10% of that is $200 billion. So our company will grow tremendously in the next few years. So it's a very exciting part of the market to be.
Carlos, when you look at the opportunity, is it real? Like, what's the biggest impact? Because I can make the case for anything to be tokenized, but there's certain stronger cases. Is it real estate? Is it artwork? Is it collectibles? Is it bonds? Where do you see the biggest opportunity to leave your footprint?
Actually, it's the other way around. Like at the beginning of the industry, people were very excited about illiquid assets like art or collectibles or real estate, et cetera. And I think what the market has come to realize in the last few years is that the most liquid assets, by tokenizing them, you make them even much more efficient, easier to transact, eliminate intermediaries, et cetera. So the largest asset today tokenized is actually the dollar, right? Stable coins are tokenized dollars. And the second largest asset is tokenized treasury funds, which is also a very liquid asset. But by putting it on a blockchain, you actually improve how it transacts, eliminates intermediaries, costs, make them more accessible, et cetera. So I think you'll see treasuries, you mentioned Apollo Credit is good, bonds, we just released with BNY, a AAA CLO product that tokenizes, high quality bonds, et cetera. So we'll see those assets first, and of course, public equities. As you mentioned, we're going to tokenize our own.
So yes. In theory, for instance, for equities, settlement will be immediate, I would imagine,
correct,
and costs will come way down.
Settlement is in there. So what you mentioned that we announced today is actually that you can actually settle trades between stable coins and tokenized equities on chain instantly, right? Blockchains have this property called atomic settlement that settles two things at the same time. And that eliminates intermediaries, it frees capital, et cetera. Of course, in some other cases, maybe instant settlement is not what you want, but for the people that want it, the blockchain provides with that functionality.
Carlos, great to see you. Come back and update us on your business.
Sure. As soon as we go public, we'll love to be back here.
Yep.
He's still here, but I'll say, I don't know what the timing of the IPO is, but it's going to come out as a SPAC. SECZ, I think. And again, it's going to be interesting because the total addressable market seemingly is going to grow significantly over the next couple of years. I mean, this is a real business, and they're the leader in the space, so congratulations to them.
Coming up, driving into GM Technicals, where the Chartmaster sees this stock heading next, and why you may want to wear your seatbelt. More Fast Money in 2.